After waiting till the age of 28 to turn professional, there's no time to lose for Alan Bosworth. Up at 6:30 for his morning run. After that, it's time for the day job as an HGV driver for Northampton Borough Council. His dedication then can't be questioned.
The thing with Alan is he doesn't really need to be told to train. He is always 100% fit. He's got full belief in himself, rises to any challenge. The bigger the challenge, the more Alan will be up for it.
Training for 2 hours each evening is already paying dividends. In 6 months, he's had 8 fights and remains unbeaten. He's scored shock wins over John Doherty and Jason Blanche. The one he really wants is 4th-ranked British lightweight Colin Dunn. One fight he's sure wouldn't need the judges.
Definitely not. That won't go the distance. I mean, we'll stand there, and I know we'll have a tear up in the middle of the ring. But I've never been down as an amateur. I've never been stopped as an amateur. He's been down half a dozen times as a pro, and I believe I'll be too strong for him.
So far, Alan's had to do all his boxing away from his hometown. But backers, including the former British title contender Tony Poole, hope to see him top a Northampton bill in September.
I don't think there's any fighter in the town from Norman Snow's era that's gone 8 fights undefeated from day one. I certainly didn't. And I think that if he carries on the way he's going, and certainly the fighters that he's fought, of the calibre that he's been fighting, he can certainly go all the way to at least a British title fight.
Currently, the planning is for an area title fight later this year, with a crack at the British crown within 18 months.
Face to face, Alan Bosworth and Junior Witter. They don't go head-to-head till March, but today they squared up to the media ahead of the contest, which will see one of them claim the British light welterweight title.
It's a dream come true. Not the ideal opponent, to be honest with you, Junior Witter. But I'm preparing really hard, and I'm ready for battle.
Alan Bosworth's certainly the underdog. He fits training round a full-time job, unlike his opponent. There's certain to be drama at the Derngate next month, and who knows, perhaps a surprise ending for the local hero. Fiona Mills, Anglia News, Northampton.
Win or lose, he'll make history as soon as he steps in the ring. Alan Bosworth's the first Northampton man to contest a British title on home soil in 62 years. He's the underdog, but it takes a brave man to say it to his face.
What do you think you're going to have to pull out of the bag to win this one? That there. That there. Be good enough. But being realistic, he's a talented lad. Real talented, but at the same time, I must have done something right myself to get in this position to fight for the British title. I'm just going to cut off the ring and play him into my game.
With sponsorship, it's also the first time the 34-year-old Borough Council worker's been able to prepare in a proper gym. No juggling the job and the kids this time. A title shot demands total concentration.
The fact that Alan's come through and achieved what he's achieved, and coming from behind on lots of occasions, is fantastic. And I mean, I think that Saturday night will be a tremendous boost for the town, and I just think we'll have a great night.
But the last British title fight in the town was at Franklin's Gardens in 1940. Norman Snow lost just as Poole did.
Norman was in a different era, and there was a lot of good fighters in Norman's time. And so Norman went over the States and had 5 fights and won 4 of them. And they don't give you any pushovers over there.
But Witter will need his wits about him, because this underdog is in the best shape of his life and more than capable of a mauling. Anthony Bartram, BBC Look East, Northampton.
A piece of history coming up.
British light welterweight title. Both boxers took part in the weigh-in earlier this evening.
It's going to be a hard fight, but that's what I train for. That's if, you know, that's if he's got the bottle to fight me.
This afternoon, Alan Bosworth from Dunstan is hoping the support of his home fans will give him a boost when he takes on Junior Witter for the British light welterweight title. The boxers appeared together for the weigh-in last night.
In Northampton.
He's made sporting headlines, but sadly not sporting history. Alan Bosworth's attempt on the British title here in his hometown ended with defeat at the hands of Junior Witter.
I couldn't have done any more in that fight. I mean, first time I've ever been, it took 3 rounds as an amateur or professional, and that's what grieves me more. But at the end of the day, I would have only took more punishment from this classy lad.
The local hero was always the underdog. His home crowd cheered on a brave fight, but Bosworth knew he was up against a class act. He went down in the third, was ready to fight on, but moments later it was all over. Victory for Junior Witter, but this was a brave performance from Alan Bosworth, and it may not be his last. Fiona Mills, Anglia News, Northampton.